The Comedy Store would like you to know that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly those of the speakers or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the Comedy Store and its affiliates.
I've heard like vague things, but then like I was told for a long time I was like mostly Scottish, and then at one point my dad was like, "No, you're not." Like then it's like there's other things. Again,
you are.
Fucking gives a shit.
You can tell you're Scottish.
I could see that.
I have
your eyebrows.
objectively huge eyebrows.
Yes, and I like that.
They match it.
They
Everything
grow
matches,
together
though.
if I don't tend them.
Everything
Really?
matches though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look
If I
very
could harness
thick.
their growth, like the power of the speed of their growth.
Find the DNA will cure baldness.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh shit!
I have to trim them with scissors.
Wow.
Yeah, they're aggressive.
That's sexy.
I could have those weird old man eyebrows in about a month.
A couple of
The
vagotas.
little
I could
longies.
have the pagodas. I worked for a director that had weirdly long eyebrows like that. He wasn't super old, but I was just like, how do you not notice that every day?
Yeah.
Like, just fucking cut him,
You
dude.
gotta look in the mirror. You can't if you feel it. Like my eyelashes
feel
go
'em.
down, drives me crazy. It's the
Yeah.
only reason I wear mascara.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Otherwise, they're right in my eyes.
Oh,
I'm like,
weird.
If I don't trim my eyebrows, every time I get my hair cut, the lady's like, "Why don't I thin out these eyebrows a little bit?" I'm like, "What? Oh yeah, go ahead."
The worst
Some
part
long
about
ones.
growing old as a dude is ear hair.
Yeah.
Where
Alright.
you're just like, hold on, I'll be right out. I'm trimming my ear.
Yeah.
Ew.
Like, what the fuck?
Aw.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
that's sad.
gonna let mine go. I want to look like John Wooden. Before he died,
I'm
he had about 40 square inches of lobe.
Yeah.
And just hair
Yeah.
on every inch of it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, "Where's your goddamn pyramid of success for that ear, sir? Because you are failing."
That is hilarious. You just let it grow like a sideburn. Come
Yeah,
all
I
the way
mean,
out.
I
Or
can't grow
ponytails?
sideburns, so maybe
Ponytails?
I could just do it out. That would be nice.
I was able to grow sideburns when I was like 17. It was the only interesting thing
You
about me.
Scottish son of a
You
bitch.
Scottish piece of shit.
I'm just sitting over here with my Welsh, English, Swedish.
Oh, boy.
Remember when you
I'm trying to get to 4 so I can anger Kevin.
Four
You know
of
what
the
I-
whitest
you know what I
places in
miss?
the world.
I miss the "you may be a Welshman" bit he used to do.
Classic.
Classic.
What?
He used
You-
to do a Jeff Foxworthy style ways you know you may be a Welshman.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know why I'm not successful.
I
There's
One
so
of them
many
was
good
like,
ideas.
If you've ever found yourself with a sheep of ill repute, you may be a Welshman.
that is awesome.
Listen.
I'll remember that.
I tried to take everything all the way to the top, and it just
Rick
never
and I
panned out.
once went on stage as a rap duo.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
my hype man.
I just stood behind him and said like "word."
At an
Yeah.
open mic or here at
Here,
the store?
here. It was
Really?
I think
during
it was like
that-
a Fallout or something.
It was like a month. No, it was a regular. It was a Monday or a Sunday and it was like 1 a.m. I was last. There was no one there, and I was like, "Do you want to just go up as a rap duo, and I'll be your hype man?" And you were like, "Word."
Yeah.
It was when you were calling yourself DJ Pubes,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
and you would just go
Again, a lot of
"Pubes."
good eras. Yo, pubes, dog. Pubes.
Pubes, dog.
Straight. Oh, that's straight up pubes.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring this back? Like, you know,
Listen,
maybe
It
for
was
the
the beginnings
special,
of
for the
Darnell.
special.
Yeah, I was doing so many drugs. Like, I literally never would have thought of any of this. Had Kevin not mentioned it tonight, I was like, holy fuck, I did used to do that.
Yeah, pubes.
Don't you hate when people are sober and
I
they
wanted-
remember everything?
I really thought pubes could catch on as like a straight
Well, you
up.
didn't stick to it that long.
Yeah.
I remember you saying it like
It was a
maybe
couple
twice
weeks.
on stage.
Yeah. Oh, pubes, y'all.
Pubes. I think you should open with this
There's just
tonight.
so much potential meaning behind
Yeah,
pubes.
yeah. It's one of those catch-alls.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was during that just real free time at the store.
Yeah,
There was
because there was
a
never an
lot
audience.
of free
just
time.
do. No one was in charge on any
Yeah.
level.
It's still somewhat like that, but late night, I mean.
Yeah, late night.
Because people just tend to tag out late night. But
Yeah.
I think what you're talking about is when it was all night.
Yeah, even
of a tag
primetime
out.
Friday, it was like 30 people.
Yeah, tops.
Yeah.
If
And I
Rogan
wasn't going
wasn't
up then,
here,
so-
if Rogan wasn't here
Right.
I understand. I believe it.
on a Friday and Saturday, you'd have tops 20 people in the OR.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no main room show. That's how.
Yeah, we were down
You
to
gotta
nothing
remember
on
It was
that.
Friday
just
and Saturday.
Saturdays, and then on like the main room Saturday would be like the front section. So
Yeah,
it's like
there
the
was never
equivalent
the
of like
curtain. I didn't know the curtains
I
opened.
used to schedule 3 waitresses in the main room.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
how awful that is? I think there's 8 in there tonight.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about this on the way here. The first benchmark of me getting better at the store was you telling me I got funnier. Like, you were oddly in charge.
Yeah.
Back then?
No, for sure.
For sure.
Definitely oddly.
You got me my job.
I did.
You were the one everyone listened to.
She laid down the law.
Oh, really?
She came up to me. She said, so Steve Renazizi said, you want to work here? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. She's like, what's your name? I was like, I was an open micer then. I went by Dick Ingram.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. And she goes,
Buddy.
what's
Excuse
your name?
me, Rich?
I go, Dick Ingram. She goes, is that really your name? I go, it's like my stage name. She's like, we're not calling you that. I was like, all right.
What a bitch. Nobody's saying that here.
We're not calling you that.
I was
Sorry.
I was hired as Rick Ingram, and that's the way it stuck.
Yeah.
Was it Rick that you were hired as?
I think, maybe Kevin remembers who I was hired as, because I don't know what character I was living in at that point.
Oh, no, I'm talking about what I used to call you.
The Shermanator?
Yeah.
Oh, the Shermanator.
That wasn't for like a year,
Oh,
probably.
it was a whole year because I thought it was like right away. I was like,
I remember
this
that.
guy-
Yeah, that was after I'd started talking to Dice, and now he didn't talk to me for a couple of years, probably.
Because
The first interaction I had with Dice was him yelling at me because I parked in his spot.
Wow.
Ooh.
And
Where's his spot?
Exactly.
What a dick.
No, exactly.
Wait.
He doesn't have a spot.
I know. I'm like,
He
hold
just
on.
decided to yell at a defenseless lamb.
He really did.
Yeah, he was like,
'cause you're
move the fucking car! Like that. And Bobby Lee, classic Bobby codependent, like tiny lapdog who just gets close to whoever's the biggest bully, just stands on the side going, like that.
Got straight to the slaughter with
Yeah, it was
you.
just like, God, you
We
guys are
should
awful.
really slaughter him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Look at this fuck.
I
Yeah,
digress.
it was such an odd time, but you were oddly the most in charge.
Yeah.
So I got off stage having one of my first 3 decent sets, and you just went, "You're getting funnier, sci-fi," and I was like, "Really?"
I love that.
Voice crack.
Yeah.
But no, you were hilarious. But wait, okay, what? This is the Comedy Store podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We forgot to introduce
It
it.
does. That's the best
It
way.
doesn't matter. Yeah, we like to
That's
just
how
talk
punk
shit.
rock this shit is still.
We're punk rock.
We got Kevin
Yeah.
Christy with us today,
Can you
guys.
say your name and what nationality you are? That would kill
My name
it.
is Kevin Christy.
Least favorite
A
nationality.
third Scottish, third Irish, third German.
All right, so let's get to the third
All
of this.
boring.
But wait, okay, so what year did you come here? Because
I
everything
kind of
runs
don't.
together.
I think it must have been 2001 or 2002, somewhere in
They
there.
were the dead years.
I came in 2002, and you were on the friends and family
Yeah,
list.
I wasn't passed. I got on the friends and family. Well, back then it was just called employee list.
Yeah.
Right.
And I got on that quick, just because Bobby vouched for me because we had done an AM/PM commercial together.
So you're another Bobby brought in because
Yeah,
honestly, a lot of people say Bobby.
I was
brought
a Bobby
them
bring in because we did a commercial together, and then I ran into him a year later at a record store, and I was like, I want to. And I'd gone to see him right after we did the commercial. I came here on a Thursday, and
Okay.
and for some reason it was packed, and he fucking lit the room on fire. And I was like, oh, shit, this place is crazy. And so, a year later, I saw him at Amoeba, and I was like, hey, I think I want to be a comedian. And he was like, okay, come meet with me at the Coffee Bean on Sunset. And I, the next day or something, and I was like, here are my jokes. And he goes, your jokes don't matter. Come on Sunday and Monday. Come on Sunday and Monday, I'll get you 3 minutes. And I was like, oh, maybe I should wait. And he goes, if you don't show up, I'll never help you again. Wow. And so I just showed up, and he walked up to Ari. He's like, this is my friend. He's funny. Put him on. So he put me on, and then I just kept coming back and not bothering Ari. I would show up. I'd say, hey, I'm here, and I'd go sit in the back, and I wouldn't say a fucking word. Yeah. And
best way to
everyone
do
would
it.
bother him.
Yeah.
I mean, just pepper him nonstop. You
You're
got a
not
spot.
going
You got a
up.
spot. You got a spot. So if he had an extra spot, he would give it to me, and it just I ended up. I had a way easier time getting in here. I never did the open mic. I was basically on the employee list right away.
I never did that.
That's all I remembered about you was at first was just like, man, I wonder how this guy got in. It's like you and Kirk Fox were the 2 guys on the employee list that weren't employees.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that was because he's Paulie's
He was
buddy.
Paulie's friend. I just didn't understand how much.
I don't even know that I was on the list. I just would get put up every time.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it was like you just.
Yeah, it was like a thing. If Kirk came in, or you just put him up.
I would only show up open mic night, which then was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And
it was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
We were
I
talking
couldn't-
about Tuesday the other night. I forgot about Tuesday.
I couldn't get in the other nights because I didn't have enough money to pay for tickets.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let you just sit in the back then.
Really?
So those are the only nights I was here. So you were one of the only comics that I'd ever see go up.
Yeah.
Because I'd always leave by the time the paid regulars were.
Well,
performing.
my strategy was I never took it for granted. So I would show up when it started. I would show up early and wait the whole entire time. And if I didn't get a spot, I didn't even say anything. I wouldn't be like, hey, next time maybe. I would just leave. And Ari was the only open mic host really back then.
It's Ari and Skippy.
Oh yeah,
Skippy.
Skippy.
Those
yeah.
were the two when I was around. I remember watching.
That's when I remember getting the most complaints as a waitress. I'm just saying.
How strange.
There were some awful moments.
God damn it! From the staff, from
White
everybody.
Kyle. Remember
White Kyle.
the worst thing that ever happened. That's the worst thing I've ever seen happen on a stage was White Kyle.
Really?
Sit down, you black.
No. He goes. Hey, what's up, black bitch? To a woman who was just sitting there.
Out of like 10 people,
There
maybe.
were 10 people in the crowd. 5 of them were this lovely black family, and this idiot of a dumb shit goes up and goes, "What's up, black bitch?" And I've never heard a silence like that. And I was hosting that open mic. I go back up, or no, I was next. I go back up, and I'm just like, "Hey, I just want to say that that's not indicative of all of us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry." But literally, the woman had turned sideways and put her hand up like a partition in front of her face.
She was done.
And I get off stage, I bomb. And then Mike Black goes, "That is the worst thing I have ever seen anyone do to a room in my entire life." And then White Kyle was dead, 6 months later?
Yeah. And more importantly...
by that black family? Just
I mean,
ask
it
him.
would have been
Say, they're in the right?
I collected remember we had comment cards back then?
Yeah.
I collected the comment
I remember
card
that comment card.
that said something about White Kyle is going to get raped in jail.
I hope someone turns you into a bitch in jail when you get raped.
White Kyle. That's where White Kyle came from. That's how he was referred to.
And then after he died, someone put up a flyer like, "Hey, donate for the." And Ari Shaffir tore it down. He goes, "This guy fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Nobody liked him. He was a piece of shit. We're not doing this."
Stealing from Davey Wester's disability funds because they lived together, and he would just steal all Davey's money.
Yeah,
and,
he was a bad guy.
He was so bad that it was the only phone call I've ever got from Nick Youssef. It was my phone rang and I answered. I was in Colorado. He was like, "Hey, dude, it's Nick." I'm like, "What's up, Nick?" He's like, "Hey, White Kyle's dead." I was like, "That's great." And he's like, "Yeah, I thought you'd want to know."
I mean, you feel weird being like, that guy sucked, but he objectively sucked.
Yeah.
No, but it's true.
Bad
when people
human.
are evil like that and they die, then everybody makes them saint-like, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, fucker,
Not
he's
that
a
guy.
dick.
Yeah,
You're a
I
dick,
gotta
you're a
say,
dick.
Harris Pete was an asshole. He threw a woman down the steps.
Okay.
but that was hilarious. I also
Although
saw
Fat James also threw a woman down the steps.
Harris P. also saw there was a lady squatted out in the front patio and started pissing. He just grabbed her by the hair and threw her into Sunset with the stream of piss following.
I remember
That's a smooth move.
there was a woman in the main room once
Especially when the stream doesn't
stop.
even interrupt.
No.
wasted on her birthday, got up on stage when Freddie Lockhart was on stage, showed her ass, and then went into the driveway and pissed on the floor.
Yeah.
And I remember I was on stage in the OR while it was happening, and I just remember being like, that girl has a dad. Everyone stood up to watch her pee in the driveway.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of class we provide here at the world famous.
That's how it
Comedy
was
Store.
back then.
Yeah.
It was a weird
I'd be
time.
lying if I said I don't miss it a little.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
fun times.
Yeah, and just the total no pressure. No, you could do whatever you wanted.
There was nobody was running the asylum.
No, it was
the inmates
glorious.
were just.
There was a night where we drew names and did each other's acts.
Right.
Which, by the way, none of us were famous, so the notion that the crowd would understand what was going on.
I feel like they did that a lot. Even when way back there was a group called the Fun Bunch that used to do that.
I got painter.
Wait.
I did painters.
They're
act.
different than the Scum Bunch?
Yes.
The Fun Bunch.
The
Whoa.
Fun Bunch included people like Nancy Pimento, though. They weren't.
They don't sound nearly
Avi
as fun.
Lieberman. No, they weren't. I think Don just made
them
them
together.
that.
Oh yeah.
Arlo Stone. Is that right? Arlo. And they were really cool. I mean, Nancy writes Shameless. Nancy is a terrific writer.
Oh, cool.
But she was a paid regular. She was one of the only ones that got passed as a paid regular. I forget.
I mean-
but they used to go up and do each other's act, and I'd be waiting tables going, no one really gives a fuck.
Yeah,
no one knows
You
who
got
any
Painter?
of you are.
I did better as painter than I was doing as myself.
I think that's easier,
And
though.
I remember after it was the first time Joe Rogan ever spoke to me, he was like, "That impression was beautiful." He was like, "You could tell you really worked on it." I really tried. David Taylor got me, and I had so little of an act. All he knew to do was shake. Shake with nerves. And for some reason I used to call the crowd party people all the time, be like, "What's up, party people?"
Hell yeah. Dude, that's why you're the
Almost
best
as bad
hype.
as DJ.
That's why you're the best hype man in the business.
I
Pubes,
was
yo, what up,
such
party
a
people?
bad comedian.
DJ Pubes and party people. That
Yeah,
just
man.
brings
I
it
fucking
down.
sucked, man.
Word.
It was
How
awful.
long do you feel? I mean, aside from me telling you you're getting better, how long did it take you to get?
To get okay,
Yeah,
To where you
Or
were,
to at least
to where you
feel-
were like, I'm not terrible at this.
right.
I'd say at least 6 or 7 years.
Yeah,
It took me a long time to
that
where
is,
like
but that's normal. I
yeah,
think.
I mean to feel like I
If
could
you-
either fix a bomb that was happening. Whereas before that, it was like once I started bombing, I was like, well, this is over.
This is happening.
Like I literally do not have any tools to
Just
fix this
watching
problem.
it
Yeah, I was
go
like,
down.
oh well, another one. Like it was like I just accepted it. It took about 6 years for me to be like, okay, I know what to do now. Or I have it's just joke density. I just
but
had
you were
better
already
jokes.
a working actor,
Yeah,
and so you had that. Like,
I know, but it was just
But that's not going to help you at the world famous comedy
No,
no,
store.
that's true. But I'm
'Cause the
saying
people are like,
like the
fuck this actor.
stress.
Trying to start comedy.
I had to kind of overcome it for a little while.
Yeah.
Because people were kind of like, what the fuck?
Fuck this actor.
Yeah, a little bit like, fuck this
Oh,
dude.
were people dicks to you? Yeah,
Not like dicks, but you could tell it was just kind of like, how long's this guy going to stay here?
like he already has a show. He's probably milking it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this dude like makes this guy... Because you have to remember the kind of poor everyone was back then.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like you didn't have that other stress.
No, I wasn't
of-
poor. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I could like come here and park at the hotel or like park at Pink Dot. Like I had enough money to like
Yeah, so
park
there's
here.
no stress. On
Yeah,
you.
I could just come do the open mic. I didn't have a day job. Like it was just way easier on me. And so as a people got a sense of that, they would just see me in a commercial or whatever. There was a little like, let's see if you
Resentment. Yeah. Oh.
can hang and become a part of this like incredibly dark family.
Yeah.
And eventually they accepted me.
You were the Maryland of the Munsters, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit. Yeah. I mean, I didn't do drugs.
Yeah.
I didn't
Right.
get wasted. I didn't hang out super late. I had a girlfriend.
Right.
Like, so it took a while.
Oh, yeah.
It took a while to fit into the kind of.
I did La Jolla.
Fabric.
With,
you were like human, and we're like, what is
yeah,
that?
I was for a while. I was known as just like the most well-adjusted one.
I did La Jolla with Freddie Lockhart and Kevin one time,
Oh.
and we all got together to drive down there, and we were like, well, we're going to be smoking pot on the way down there. And he was like, I mean, can't you just wait till you get there? And we were like, no, we're going to be smoking on the way down. And Dad was like, all right, I'm taking a different car.
Yeah, I
did
can't get high in a car.
So he drove down separately, and I just remember being like,
Fuck this
do we
guy.
have a problem maybe? It seems like maybe. Freddie's like, no, we're good. I'm like, I feel like maybe we have a problem if we couldn't make it to 2 hours.
Was that when we hazed Adam Eppenstein?
Yeah, that's when Appenstein felt the wrath of the biggest bully at the Comedy Store.
I just decided.
You were
for
the bully
no
Yeah.
reason to bully
because of the
Eppenstein.
blueberry bit. What?
And we just like made Eppenstein do things for no reason. Like we made one night we were like, you can't say a word.
We're all going to be working for that guy.
Yeah,
so-
seriously. We were like, you can't say a word for 20 seconds.
When you get up there
You
on
have to
stage.
get up there.
And he
Then
was
we
just
all.
like,
He was like, fine. Oh, and as soon as we got to the condo, I threw his suitcase on the deck. I was like, you sleep out here now.
Oh my god.
And he did. He picked up his bag and just threw it out there. And then me and Freddie are sitting there high, just like, holy shit, Kevin's gone off the deep end.
Right?
And Eppenstein just looked at us like, the fuck is wrong with you guys?
But then I brought it back in
He
like
did.
2
He
minutes
brought
later.
it.
I was like, I was just kidding. But then we made him use Jimmy Pitt's catchphrase, "Where the weed at?"
Yep.
We're like, you have to say it 4 times during your set. And he had to open with it. Yeah, we just made him
Because
do
he was
stuff.
probably doing 10 minutes. So 4
Yeah, he was doing
times,
10 minutes,
Or
so 4
7
times
minutes.
was
It was
awful.
less than that.
It could have been 7 or 8.
And he was
yeah.
still new enough to it that.
It really affected his set.
Yeah, it would fuck everything up. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
And he had that nervous tick then of he just after every joke he did he'd go stupid. So that was like a fifth of his set was just angrily saying stupid about things. Where the weed at? Stupid.
Where the weed at? He had to open with it. He went up on
That's
stage.
awful.
Appenstein, just the nicest man.
Yeah.
he's so nice. Like,
Just a reasonable person.
yes.
Yeah.
He was like, where's the weed at?
They would be like, yeah. And he
Yeah,
just-
and La Jolla, they were like, fuck yeah. So like he doesn't have jokes to follow up that
there's
energy.
no pot jokes. Yeah.
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 It was good times.
So, okay.
When the nerds turn bully, that's when the
Yeah.
fun begins.
Oh, yeah. Wait, he just called you a nerd.
That's fine.
All right.
He
Oh
identifies.
no, not for the 35 millionth time.
This dude fucked in high school. Who are we
Oh,
kidding?
yeah.
No, I didn't.
Never?
I didn't fuck till I was 22.
Really?
Yeah, I was pretty afraid of sex. I thought I was going to knock somebody
Sex or
up.
girls? Oh.
Sex.
So
No, I wasn't
literally
afraid
just
of,
the actual
Yeah, I was
action.
afraid of knocking somebody up.
I was
terrified
of it.
I pretended I was really into Jesus in high school.
I had to bow my head just so you know I almost hurt myself. Stupid Catholics. Stupid Catholics.
Stupid.
All of a sudden I'm Epstein.
I went to Jesus camp and stuff.
All right.
Yeah, it was
Damn,
lame.
that's sweet.
It was sweet.
I didn't know.
Pubes.
Pubes
didn't-
Christ.
And they never teach you to pull out in Jesus camp.
No,
it's
you
so
just
weird.
hold
Like, why
to
can't
it.
they just help
There's
out?
so much more eye contact when you're doing it for Christ.
Do you do you believe in Christianity?
Do you
No.
believe?
No, I don't.
That's a sweet thing that high school the
High
other
school
kids are doing it.
Christianity is it gave me an easy excuse to not be fucking.
Right.
I could get and not drink because I was just afraid of that too. So I could just.
Or are you afraid of
I would
you
just
get somebody pregnant if you got too
No,
drunk?
no, I just didn't know how to drink, and in my high school it was like kind of a football high school, so drinking to me just meant like every time you'd go to like if I went to a high school party, which was pretty rare, it would just end in a brawl, and I was like, I'm not fighting these guys; they're huge.
Smart.
So I just didn't drink. I just didn't like it. I'm not good. I mean,
Where
I'm
did
not
you grow up? Out
La
here?
Crescenta, where Yusef
Oh,
grew up.
yeah.
Yeah. I just not that. I asked my dad when I was 25. I was like, I don't like fun, and he was like, Yeah, I don't know, I don't like it either. He's like, That's just how we are. And I was like, Oh,
I think
all
he's
right.
honest about it. Like,
Yeah, he's like,
it's
I never
okay,
liked
it's
it.
cool.
Is your dad the one that didn't like music?
Yeah.
That's so great.
My mom told me after they got divorced, she found a note he'd written to himself at like 30 that said like, learn to enjoy music.
Oh my God.
You got to remind yourself.
Yeah, like, I should try this music thing people seem to like universally.
Do you
there
like
was
music?
never
Okay, good.
There was never like music in the car playing or like he just I don't know, he was just a really straight-laced dude. Yeah.
That's awesome, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
my dad
guess.
played music, but he also smoked with the windows up, and there was 10 of us in the car.
That's sweet. That's a father that cares, though.
He's a good
God.
guy. At least the songs were on. We're like, we can't breathe.
They were
Isn't that
different
when he
times.
like shot a gun at you to scare you in the typewriter store?
Absolutely. Yes, he shot me a few times, but
Yeah.
once was with the rifle, and the other time was a 45.
The East
I saw the
Coast-
fire. Like he was that close to
The
my
East
face.
Coast is such a different. That's the one
Terrible
thing about being
place
a
is what I
I
comic.
wanted
wouldn't
to
just
say.
put him in the East Coast. I'm going to put him
It's
in
just
a
like
special wing
the
of
Korean
mental
War veteran.
institution.
Totally. But you get more of that there because just weather makes you different.
Yeah.
When you don't have weather, you don't spend as much time indoors. You don't have as much of an opportunity to be as weird. Like it's just
Cabin fever doesn't
tougher
exist.
life. Like things are more difficult. I think it just creates different personalities.
Yeah, he also, like, my neighbor was having trouble, or his neighbor was having trouble with their kid. The kid was crazy. He used to, like, just pull up our skirts every time.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be just punching this little
You
kid.
can
He was
see
a
him
little
here at the
nutty.
Comedy Store 4 nights a week.
Oh, no, now
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a cop in Philadelphia. Anyway,
Even better.
everybody's fine.
Yeah,
Everybody's
That's who you want.
Yeah,
Everybody's
so,
fine.
my dad went to scare him, and he was pointing a gun at him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, both the kids' parents were in prison. So it's like he had nothing. I mean, really?
Yeah.
It's an act out. And my dad, and he's scaring him with the gun, and it went off and ricocheted and went through his hand.
Oh Jesus Christ.
God, that's beautiful.
I was like, Dad, do they still talk to you even after you shot?
Hey.
He earned that bullet.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I knew
They
these
loved
guys-
him more after that.
When I first met the Kings of Leon years and years ago, they just got in a record deal. They were like children. Like the bass player was
yeah.
17, and they were like, "Yeah, man, our uncle shot our other uncle because he was sleeping with his wife. So that uncle, he didn't die. Went over, hit him in the head with a fucking pickaxe. He didn't die. So they just called it truce, man." I was like, "That's incredibly fair
Okay, that's-
and authentic."
God, that's all American, right?
Yeah, that's
there.
some real shit. You're
Yeah.
like, you know what? You both had your chance. You
You
chose a
fight it
gun.
out.
You chose a pickaxe. You both failed.
Yeah.
Fair's fair.
If you
Yeah.
don't die, you both win.
Yeah.
I think
So-
I think I respect the pickaxe more.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause there's a
anyone
little-
could
you
shoot
gotta-
a gun.
You're
But
like,
to get
I'm
someone
not
in the
going
head with
to
a
jail.
pickaxe.
I got a life.
You got to
Yeah.
get good leverage on it, like to
Yeah.
really.
Pickaxe is heavy.
Aim,
No, I know,
you
but
gotta
to
aim
hit
that thing,
somebody,
yeah.
hit him properly
Yeah.
to kill him,
Mhm.
you got to get good leverage.
Yeah. Unless
was
you knock
weird.
them down and then you just go to work.
but that's multiple hits.
Yeah.
We're talking about one hit. Like
Yeah, you
Babe
feel like
Ruth
this was like a knock on the door opens, pickaxe attack.
I think after hearing what you just said, the key is you pickaxe the knee, and once they get to the ground, that's when you take them to
Well,
the
then
dome.
you can just take the handle and go to work.
Yeah, well, that's true also.
A pickaxe handle, you could kill a guy in 10 smashes.
Not a lot of pickaxe in South Philly, so
No?
that's why we use the guns.
Right, yeah. God, I feel like South Philly, you just fall asleep to gunfire.
Soft.
It's like that scene in Big when he's in that hotel.
New York
He hears
City.
the gunshots
He's like,
outside.
Well, do you remember when that guy, you were still a waitress here,
Okay.
and some kid showed up from like South Philly
Okay.
because Simone would like recognize his accent immediately and was like, I can tell, like he had the hair and everything, and he went up on stage and dropped an N-bomb like it was any word
like
in the
he was
English.
saying hello.
Yeah, like any word in the English language. I was hosting.
Was it a friend of mine?
No.
Oh, thank
but
God.
you and
thought it
I
was
think you and
Rocco.
Simone noticed him and were like, "Oh my God, look at this kid."
Yeah.
And his joke was like, "LA sucks. I'm trying to run a charity scam at the supermarket, and people are looking at me like I'm a," and then drops the N-word.
That's
And
a
just
well-written
keeps
joke.
Yeah, keeps going like it's nothing, and we're all just like, "Huh?"
Wait
Like it
a
was.
minute.
That's weird.
It wasn't 2016, but it was 2006,
Yeah.
and we're all just like, "Huh?" And I'm hosting, and I get back on stage. I go, "Doc, did he drop an M-bomb?" And Doc goes, "Man, dropped it like it was hot." And then like Doc was next, and it was just. And the kid, I remember he said, "I'm gonna give it 6 weeks, and if I don't make it, I'm going back to Philly."
What, 6
That's
weeks?
enough
That's
time.
a
6
long
weeks.
time for
6
him.
weeks.
It's enough
Yeah.
time. If you can't do it in 6 weeks,
I
I
don't
think he did
remember
one
that.
other spot. He was horrendous.
I believe that because
Oh.
they have a certain mentality that they're so great and they're really not. I mean, I love my people. I do. But there are some classic acts that come out of there.
I think
Love it.
when I was talking to Yakov, he had a similar plan. Where it was like, I come to LA. If I'm not famous in a week and a half, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I was
and
like,
that worked for him.
yeah. And the only thing that worked out for him was that Mitzi was here the night that he had to do some showcase for NBC or CBS or something.
Well, she was probably casting it too back then.
Maybe.
'Cause she used to cast for NBC.
I just know he said that he came in and he had a spot at the Improv, and then came over here, had a spot here, bombed at the Improv, came over here. The people didn't show up for the show at the Improv, came over here, bombed. People didn't show up for the showcase here either. And so he just left like, oh, well, at least no one saw it. And then Mitzi was, oh, you got to stay.
I like the way you bomb.
Well, that
like-
was the best part about when I got here. If you got on the showcase list, Mitzi wouldn't show up for months.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
did you
got-
have that?
So you
had
got
that
2
deal.
spots. You got a spot Sunday because if you're on the showcase list,
Oh,
they
and
gave
Monday.
you a spot to like practice.
Yeah.
So I was in the showcase list for no shit 6 months, and she never
Wow.
showed up. So I got 3 minutes every Sunday, Monday without even having to like have Ari give me a spot.
So she eventually, obviously,
She eventually
up.
showed up, and I didn't get past the first time I showcased because I ate it.
Do you
And
remember your material? Was it?
It was. I had a lot of stuff about like transvestites or some shit.
Okay.
Oh, I don't actually even remember what that. I don't remember what that stuff would have been back then.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and then the second time I showcased, it was during Christmas. So there was like 8 people on the showcase list, and only 4 of us showed because people went out of town. And she randomly showed up, and I did like kind of the best out of the 4, and I only did like kind of okay. And then Duncan called me and was like, "She did it. She passed you," and then
You
banned
got
me
through.
like
What?
6 months later. She saw me and just was like, "He stinks," and told Tommy to get rid of me. Tommy didn't, and I hid from her for like a year.
Yeah.
So I never let her see me. And then I was already on stage, and she came in and watched me, and I was like doing well. And she said to Tommy, like, "I thought I told you to get rid of him." And Tommy's like, "Well, everybody likes him." And she was like, "Well, I guess that counts for something." And then I didn't. Then I got to stay.
She would do that a lot. Like
Yeah.
there was a comic that she loved that had a guitar, and one night he was on without the guitar in the OR, and I saw her pull in.
Name names.
No, I saw her.
Please
pull
tell me
in.
it was Brian Shield. I'll kill him.
Oh. I saw the car come in,
Jeremy
and I was
Dingle.
like, "Oh shit, she's gonna flip," you know, and because there was a few comics that had things they had to
Yeah.
have when.
Yeah. Like,
And so I was
didn't
like,
like Dooley not doing his.
yeah, Jackie Banana had to
Yeah.
wear the banana coat. Like, it was awful. And
Okay.
he was like, I hate this fucking coat.
In all fairness, Jackie
hung-
Banana.
She named him that. That wasn't his name.
Oh God.
Oh my
DJ
God.
Pubes didn't perform without a fucking.
If she saw you
Merkin
do
hanging
DJ
out.
Pubes, she would make you do DJ Pubes.
Clearly.
Yeah.
That would be it. You would have to have pubes all over you.
I'd have been so famous.
a
I would have
pube
just stuck
jacket,
to my
if you will.
guns.
That would not have worked. 100% not have worked.
But yeah, she walked in. I couldn't distract her.
Yeah.
And she looked and she saw. She did a double take. I was like, "Fuck!" And she's like, "Jesus Christ!" And she went up the steps. I never saw her move that fast.
Oh my God.
Give him the light. Get him out of here. And that was
Wow.
it. I was like,
See, I never incurred her wrath past being banned that one time, and after that, she just forgot who I was.
But you did get banned because you didn't have the
no,
banjo
she just
that
decided I
has to-
sucked.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. I mean,
But she did that a lot to people, though.
Yeah.
She would be like, I don't know what I was thinking.
She did it with Jimmy and Joey. It was beautiful.
Yes.
It's one of those things where you're like, finally.
finally.
Because I remember
Like,
getting
now
passed
you're
and being
thinking,
like, this
lady.
means so much. And then like 4 months later, Jimmy and Joey got passed. I'm like, it doesn't really mean
Yeah,
anything
everyone
anymore.
I know, I got passed, and someone got passed right after me. I was like, oh, it's absolutely meaningless.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, that person's
Oh,
objectively horrible.
No wonder I don't know any of the names on the wall. She just passes garbage most of the time.
Yeah.
But she'd pass him, and then she'd be like, oh, fuck, I fucked up.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I forget who it was, but someone
She
who was
did it to
around
Whitney.
during the 80s was like, oh, it wasn't hard to get past here back then.
in the 80s.
in
Yeah,
the
we found
80s.
that out the other day.
Because it was like, A, the place was packed out. The shows ran for hours. You had, Westwood, like, you could get...
she had the other.
Yeah.
She had Vegas, she had Westwood, she had La Jolla.
You needed a lot of comics. So
There-
it wasn't like the mountain that people make it out to be.
There were so many comedy stores going at one point that Alan Stevens, who we interviewed last week, kept saying stuff about. And people said I was going to buy Sunset and stuff, and for a good 5 minutes, I'm like, "What does he mean he's going to buy Sunset?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's how he refers to this place."
Yeah.
because there were so many comedy stores
Yeah.
that this was just known as Sunset. I was like,
Sunset,
"What, are you going to buy the whole
916
strip,
Pearl?
asshole?"
Yeah.
I wish, man, the Westwood thing sounds cool to me.
The
Yeah,
Westwood
that would've
thing
been
would have
fun.
been great. Yeah,
That's
'cause
when you hear about that, you're like, that sounded like a fucking hit
that was
place.
a party.
Yeah.
all
Night
college
after
kids.
That would have been like, that was like alternative comedy before. Like, if that would have stuck.
But not alternative, because you got Kinnison's, you got they were
Kinnison,
there every night.
I don't care what any one of these fucking geeks want to say. Kinnison is alternative. He was alternative comedy for that time. So fucking different. Doing so, like, that guy wasn't doing anything that anyone else was doing.
Yeah, but maybe I have a different idea of what alternative comedy is.
I just think it's anything
Long
that's
stories without punchlines.
not. No, I just think of it as different.
Am I wrong?
No, because forever, most alternative comics are just one-liners. That's why they get on late night a lot. 'Cause they have these.
I always said I was doing a podcast with Moshe Kasher, and I said something about and then you got all these fucking fruitcake alternative comics, and he's like, what does that mean? I'm like, alternative comedy, like where you just try and be clever and not funny. He's like, that is not what alternative
Yeah.
comedy is. I'm like, I could be wrong. I really don't
I've
know.
always
I just
thought of
assumed.
alternative comedy as the same dirty joke with where you add a thesaurus.
So
Nice.
do we all have a different opinion on it? Is that what
Well, I think genuine alternative comedy is someone who's just doing something that's not like anyone else, and I think Kinnison
So,
at that time falls into that.
if Kinnison comes right now, is he an alternative comic?
Well, but
No.
because you have all the people that followed in his wake.
that do it like he did.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had Bobcat. You had people that realized that like the pure aggression is like a means to like you can affect the crowd in that way, where you put them off and then you bring them back in. You put them off and
Yeah.
you scare the shit out of them, and then it's what you see Holtzman so
That's
brilliant at.
interesting what you're saying. Yeah. Holtzman is
when he
ridiculous.
explodes and then brings you back. When he explodes and then the quiet, it's just like you're like, God, you're a fucking. It's like
Maniac.
it's like a Pixie song.
We might die.
Where you're like, dude, you're fucking. This is crazy. Yeah, we're gonna die. Oh wait, you're not gonna kill us? It's the classic. Like it's beautiful. It's
There's going to
perfect.
be a mass shooting at a comedy club. This
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
My favorite story is that after 9/11, Mitzi wouldn't let Holtzman come in for like a week. She was like,
Yeah,
"It's
she
not."
was terrified.
But as soon as he showed up, his opening bit was, "We're gonna get a pen. We're gonna get a flatbed truck, and if you're not black or white, get in the pen." And he just keeps screaming, "Get the fucking pen!" Just yelling different ethnicities, "Get in the fucking pen." If there's any set I wish I could have seen, it would have been.
Yeah, that would have been.
That
nice.
was my favorite. Like, he loved America when it was just black and white. He always used to say that, and I used to scream my head off like, yes. You remember when it was just black and white? I'm like, what are you talking about? So,
man.
and after...
basically means when he didn't live in Southern California.
Yeah.
Was it Columbine? Or one of them he was making fun of. Maybe Oklahoma. There was kids that were... in the building, they were like, there were kindergarten kids in there, little kids. It was like a 94? Daycare or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit after that. He just brought it back up and compared it to something else. And he's like, those kids, they weren't good kids. They were drinking the chemicals under the sink. God. And I was like,
Jesus. And that's the thing.
And the audience, this guy is
40% of his acts, you'd go,
who says that? Who the fuck?
I mean, that guy, you want to talk, I think about like the comics who maybe they weren't famous, but had like, have left a mark on this place. That guy left a mark on this place that will never go away. And Holtzman? I think, Holtzman. There are comics that don't know they're descendants of Holtzman. Same with Brody.
Yeah. Well, I saw Holtzman maybe like 2 months ago. So it was sometime over the summer, so maybe a little bit longer. But he, you remember that night he was ranting about how Tommy is running the puppet strings of Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think Rick Ingram's getting spots every night? He's going and he just starts yelling. I'm just sitting in the back like, what? And the crowd has no idea who I am. I didn't go up in that show. And so it's like all the comics in the back laughing.
We're dying.
We're having such a good time.
Screaming.
And then I look over and there's just this large black lady and she just does the turn. Like, just not sure what's going on. So she just turns looking towards the door, just not even facing the stage. Like, I ain't about to listen to angry white people. Period.
But yeah, he to me is emblematic of that time where it's like, no, that place is different.
Yeah.
That's why I stayed here and didn't go.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when I first started, I was friends with a lot of the kind of like alt people, and I went up in some of those rooms, and like I just stayed here. Because I was like, that place is weird.
Yeah.
And you're attracted to the
And I was like, there's plenty of me over there.
Yeah.
There were just plenty of like skinny, acerbic glasses wearing dudes. I was like, they don't need any of me over there. And there was like only one or two of me over here. And I was also like, that place is weird, and I fucking like that place. I don't know why, but I liked it.
This was the first place I ever went to in my entire life where I felt like a normal person.
Yeah.
Like, growing up, I was always the weird kid. I was always bizarre. Some people thought I was funny. Some people just thought I was weird. But I always felt out of place. Yeah. And when I came here, I was like, man, these people are fucked up, man. I'm normal here.
I always was, like, hurting my friends' feelings by, like, we'd be saying stuff, and I'd always be the one that got like too mean.
Far. Yeah,
and I didn't even. And
I think it wasn't kept it too real.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
kept it too pubes.
It real.
But I was like, and in my head, I'd be like, "What?" Like I actually wasn't. I didn't get why
genuinely
everyone got bummed.
Yeah.
And then I came here, and I was like, "Oh,
this is my home.
This is the best."
Yeah. Oh, these people are sick.
Well, we were talking about this the other day that one time you and me went up to the Ding Dong show. And just objectively decided to scream at Sam the Armenian comedian for no reason.
Amazing.
And like,
Amazing,
I don't mean scream. I mean like bloody murder, top of our lungs, just screaming, "Shut the fuck up, Sam! Fuck you! You're a worthless piece of shit!" Like for no reason.
Why didn't Turkey finish the job?
Yeah, it's like we were just fucking awful. And it reminded me of that part in Fight Club when he fucking kicked Brad Pitt, beats the shit out of Jared Leto. It's like, I wanted to destroy something beautiful. Yeah, and it's just like we just decided that night to be horrible to someone who sucks, but still did nothing to us.
Yeah.
And I was saying that to Duncan, and Duncan just goes, "Oh, there's blood on all our hands."
Oh yeah, real softly, like scared.
And I was like, "Oh, dude, you're right." Like back then, it was
mayhem.
Whatever you want to say about this place, back then you could say like, "Oh, it was sexist and racist." You could be like, "Yes, it was."
Yeah.
And I probably played a part in it at one point.
Yeah.
Like there's blood on. If you were here between 1995 and 2010, when it was just a no man's land and no one was here.
That's my whole life here.
Yeah. I mean, there's blood on all our hands.
It's so sad.
I used to ruin Josh Nasser sets every Friday.
Yeah.
Is this Josh Nasser roast? I'm trying to do my set right now.
He just had to like accept it
Yeah.
after a while.
And just take it.
Hey, Argus, are you here for the Josh Nasser roast? Is it time? It's just like
No, there was
anyone
just-
wanted to fuck with him.
We just decide to do a thing, and there was no one to
stop you.
Dude, the best is when we used to play football in the fucking parking
foosball?
lot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, regular.
Oh,
yeah, the football too.
We had
We
and I
played
remember
wiffle
at one
ball.
point we were setting up glassware on the ledge to try to knock it off with the football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
That's
breaking
a
glass.
real-
And Polly
in
was
the
like,
parking lot.
Yeah, Polly was like, dude, you can't do this. And we were like, well, why?
Shut up.
What do you mean?
Why
It's
don't you
just,
go tell your mom?
it's
we
just
supposed to
piles of
respect-
broken glass
What's wrong?
everywhere. What are you being such a fucking pussy for?
What do we need glass for?
Yeah, it was just like, what are you serving drinks? There's 4 people here. We're breaking glass, man. Like it was
Let it
such
go,
a weird.
buddy.
I remember this girl pulled up one night. I was standing out front, me and Sheezer, and John was like, hey, that looks like so-and-so, some girl that we knew from college. And she rolled down her window, and she was like, hey, John. And he was like, holy shit, it's her. And I went over, we started talking to this girl for like 5 minutes. She's like, oh, shit, you live out here? I can't believe it. It's so crazy to see you. And she's like, I drove by and I saw you guys. And I was like, I think that was them. You guys used to have those parties and all of that. And I'm like, yeah, cool. You should come in and hang out. She's like, no, I came here one time, and this tall, bald guy made me cry, and I'll never come here again. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, that sounds
Yeah,
right.
that
Well, it's good to
sounds
see you.
It's good to see
Exactly
you.
right.
Nice to meet you.
That's not going to stop, so I'll probably never see you again. But thanks for pulling
David
up
Taylor's made everyone cry here.
at some point.
At
Yeah.
some point, he has made. But I will tell you what he won't do.
What?
Mess with Aprovia.
Really?
I never knew that.
Oh,
Because he
okay.
had a friend that was a schizophrenic.
Okay.
And
Again, David, nothing but sweet
Weird.
to me my entire life.
which is hysterical. I just
Yeah.
Gave
found
me
this
my
out.
dog, like,
I love
He busted my balls
David.
a little bit at the beginning, but that was it. Like once he found
no,
out
but
you're
like,
not retarded,
he was
then
one of
he's
the
like-
ones that told you like you got those impressions or not.
Yeah.
You got to stop doing that.
That was one of my first memories of you too. Is you
Yeah.
standing in the conversation, just nodding your
Being
head,
like, dude, you're
he's
funny if you keep doing
quit this Will Ferrell shit.
Yeah,
dude. Quit doing this
you're
Will Ferrell. shit.
Everyone, no one sees you and thinks anything but Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
So stop this.
yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know you guys would do that to one another. Like, stop doing this. or
No,
stuff.
we
That's
only
good.
did it to Rick.
Yeah,
That was one of the
Well, you
only
said
times. Oh, lettuce
David
patch.
did it to you, and
David told me he didn't tell me to stop doing something. He just goes, "A lot of dick jokes, dude."
right, but that's
'Cause one of my
editing. That's helping.
Yeah, one of my first bits was like, it's just this awful joke about like, wouldn't it be great if you could borrow other dudes' dicks when you needed a bigger one?
I'm liking it. Go
It
on.
was so
Okay.
fucking garbage, and it was like,
Hold on.
then everyone would rush out and get a black friend, and their feelings would be all hurt. Like,
Yes.
you only call me when you want this dick. And I'd be like, no, let's go. No, tomorrow we'll go do something. We'll go see Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
And then
non
I-
sequitur referencing.
Yeah,
I'm liking
yeah,
everything
exactly.
about this.
And then I go, guys, you
Very
know black
alternative.
people love animated films, and for some reason that would either get a giant laugh or a like intense moan. And I was like, I don't even know what it means. I don't know what I mean by when I say it. I don't even know that it's racist.
There's conviction there.
Literally
though.
every race loves animated films.
Right. Like, I don't know.
But people be
which
like,
one.
oh, hey. And I was like, I don't know why you're offended because I don't know what I mean.
Is that a Bebe Kids joke?
Fucking love Baby. The end of Baby
Everybody
Kids,
loves Baby
when the kid
Kids.
turns on and goes, damn crack, baby. It's the fucking best. Baby Kids is one of the greatest things ever.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, but David,
Before its time.
It was actually
it really
way before
is.
its time.
It really was. Yeah.
Baby Kids would be a series now.
Yeah.
Still be on. Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it'd be
like
a
The
long-running
Simpsons.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be like the
Simpsons,
Cleveland show.
Great.
Who made Bebe's Kids?
Robin Harris.
Robin Harris.
He was
Shit was good.
He was amazing. Or Paulie took credit for getting him on stage here. That was funny. He's like, I pulled him out of the black show. I was like, you don't need to be over here. Come over here. I'm like, Paulie.
Jesus.
So racist.
Jesus.
Paulie kept
Not with these people. Come
Jesus,
this
yeah,
way.
yeah. Oh, you know,
Whoa.
you're one of the
Oh.
good ones. Come with me. Like, oh, Jesus.
We were
Christ.
The
killing
Paula
him.
interview was the best. Dude, Ian Edwards sits down. He's like, dude, how cool are black people, right? He's like, sounds pretty racist when you say it, Paula.
God. We had him on my podcast, and I waited
Paulie
till
or
like
Ian?
Polly,
Oh.
and I waited till like the very end. I was like, hey, did you ever like skateboard back in the day? He goes, dude, I was sponsored. I was like, how am I just, why didn't we talk about this the whole time?
Yeah. And he's like, well, because I'm making it up right now,
Because
dude.
it's a bold-faced lie, dude.
He's like Dean Gelber. Remember when Dean Gelber claimed, former Comedy Store manager, claimed that he was part of the Dogtown Z-Boys?
Yeah.
And we're all like, really? And he's like, dude, I had the flowing hair back then. And we were like, I mean, you did tricks and all that? He's like, dude, my thing was going down the hill really fast. We were like, I'm pretty sure that's not
A thing.
worthy of being. And then we had Mugzilla who used to drive the actual Dogtown Z-Boys around. Because he was old enough to drive back then. And we were like, Mugzilla, you remember Dean? He was like, Dean didn't hang with the guys.
Oh, my God.
I was like, I love that we're going to Mugzilla.
Wait, did Mugzilla know the Dogtown Z-Boys guys?
Yeah, he
wow.
he literally was like 3 years older than him, but had a car and was old enough to drive. So he was the one who'd drive him around to all their events and shit like that.
Seriously?
That's
It's
insane.
Mugzilla. Dude, I was the Dogtown Jar. Just a ride.
So he like basically was Skip Ingram's right-hand man, kind of.
Yeah,
That's the guy who ran the team.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's fucking
I
fascinating.
like that you know that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
I
like,
know.
I have no idea.
everything about skateboarding.
Are you a big skateboard guy?
I mean, yeah.
What's
Do
funny
you
is
skateboard yourself?
Not anymore. I'm too old.
I was
You're never too old.
every once in a while I get real angry about some skateboarder doing something that's bothering me, and I'm get ready to tweet some sort of skateboarder hate, and then in my mind I go, that might offend Kevin Christy. I'm not going to write it.
I mean,
It'd be like, anyone who has a skateboard should die.
we're
Just my
not the
opinion.
best. We don't respect stuff.
Our producer probably came here on a skateboard
Probably.
tonight. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we don't like.
What a loser.
he
we
is
don't
a skateboarder.
We don't care about stuff. We mostly
do you mean?
wanna
And I
just-
respect
when
that.
you say we,
I just don't have any
as
balance.
skaters, like you look at like a brand new building that someone just finished, and you see like a marble incline. You're like, let's fucking ruin it.
Yeah.
Like, and some poor security guard's got to chase you around. Someone making minimum wage.
Oh, yeah.
With some pepper spray.
Yeah.
And you make this like overweight dude chase you because you want a skateboard.
Because you're a badass dude, and
Yeah.
you
I
roll,
mean, we
roll
did.
everywhere, literally.
I used to skateboard. We used to skateboard in Vet Stadium because
Yeah.
and then they catch us and throw us in that jail. Son of a bitches.
Well, now girls are so much better at skateboarding than they've ever been. It's actually one of the cooler parts of skateboarding, I think.
Because girls are good at it now.
They're
I was
they're
pretty
better
good.
than they're great at it, and like they can actually kind of make a little money, but they haven't been like ruined yet by there's a corporate element in skateboarding that's ruining parts of it,
Got it.
and
Dude,
they're not
that's
quite there
That's so
yet.
genuine skateboarder of you to
Yeah,
say.
I know, right? Although last week, a very famous
Yeah.
skateboarder Paul Rodriguez was here.
Paul Rodriguez is the
P-Rod
comedian's
Jr.
That's
son.
Paul's son.
Yeah.
Paul's
Right.
son, one
Yeah.
of the great street skaters of all time.
Kevin was like,
Which
that
is
guy over there.
awesome.
I'm like, doesn't he
I
have
heard
his own
that.
shoot? He's like, he's got a lot of his own
He's got a
shoots.
lot of it. Like he is
Thank
wealthy.
God. That's good for Paul. Like,
Yeah.
He had a,
Yeah.
it's- I know Paul. I don't know his son.
Right.
I know,
I tried skateboarding.
I know the elderly people, not the younger people.
I tried skateboarding very unsuccessfully for like a solid month, and then
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna mock these people.
It's so hard.
instead of getting good at this.
I was never good.
My balance was just never
It's
there.
so fucking hard.
I
love
had like probably a solid 15 hard falls on my elbows. Where I'm like, this is gonna ruin my athletic career.
Yeah.
if I don't stop
I
this.
thought you were going to say your stand-up. I was like,
I'll
that's
never
great.
be a pro ball player if
I really just wanted
fucking
to.
around on
All
the
I wanted
skateboard.
to do was just draw the graphics. That's all I cared about.
You still do that stuff though, right?
Yeah,
Like design skateboards.
I do
decks?
skateboard graphics.
That's sweet.
Skateboard graphics.
Yeah.
Do you do like the longboards with the big...
I don't do longboards because then it's
'Cause you're legit, dude.
Longboards.
Is
are
longboards...
I could ride a
pussy
longboard.
thing?
Oh, you know what though? Recently, there's these guys that like high speed longboard where even me as like a longboard is lame. You're like, whoa, you're going genuinely fast, my friend. Like where you're like you're
Dean
about
Gelber
to
down
die.
a hill
It's
fast?
similar to Dean Gelber speed.
I believe he's got top speed. He's got the record.
But like guys are following him in cars doing like 60, and you're like, if you fall, you're a hamburger. So you can't hate on it. You're like, all right, man. Okay.
I would do that. Hold on to the back of
Yeah,
buses,
you hold on the back
trucks,
of the car.
things
My
like
friend
that when I was a
Edward
kid.
Barrios got dragged
Marty
behind a
McFly
motorcycle.
style.
Yeah, I was quite the hood rat.
Yeah.
When I lived
Sorry.
in Colorado after the summer after my freshman year at college,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like me and my friend and a bunch of like hippie dudes and like loser Christian kids because we were staying at a
So
Christian
rude.
resort, and so we hung out with
Nice
the cool
little Catholic
loser
girl.
kids,
Yeah.
and a bunch of them had longboards, and I just remember that the skateboarder kids I knew thought the longboarder guys were fucking pussies.
We can't do tricks.
So I'm just so I kept saying
You
like
literally can't do a fucking trick on it. So you're just like, you just cruise, bro. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah, that was a Freddie Soto. Used
When
to
I
bring
see a
his longboard
longboarder,
everywhere.
I'm just like, oh, you got a DUI. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to our producer?
Well,
Is that
these
why-
dudes, their thing was they would go at nights when there was a full moon. In Colorado, it just lights everything up because there's no
yeah.
artificial light, I guess,
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
So they would all go have someone take them up to the top of like Trail Ridge Road, which is like 13,000 feet high, and then they would basically hide until they closed Rocky Mountain National Park. Then they cruise down all the way. Sure. It would take them like an hour.
That's cool.
Hour and a half of just like rolling.
Yeah.
And I'm
you
like,
did that?
Hell no, I didn't do that.
I was just asking, Rick.
Yeah.
You could have said yes. Nobody would know.
Just put on some Bose headphones, some Dave Matthews Band, and fucking cruise that hill.
Dude,
my God,
I'm not listening to Dave Matthews unless I'm making out with chicks in 97,
a lot
period.
of semen involved in that.
Oh, God. Think of the amount of herpes caused
Spread
just
by
after a Dave Matthews concert in Colorado.
Had to be
I gotta be honest, I don't think I know one song.
Good.
I mean,
Is that awful?
well, they're hard to know because they're all over the place. It's a lot of like, it's kind of proggy. So it's just kind of this like
Proggy.
instrumental.
Like Bill Burr talks about it.
He was the leader.
F is for Family.
He was the leader of receding hairline rock for a while.
Yeah.
He handed it off
That's
to
another
David
thing.
Gray and then went into oblivion.
I don't know what he looks like either.
Yeah, he's kind of a balding, weird looking.
He
kinda
looks like a
retarded.
booker.
But if Eric B. and Rakim came in there,
You'd know that shit quick.
My friend John Bronson, and I don't know how, but he somehow knew Rakim.
really, they're
And-
getting back.
Yes. Oh, really?
Weird is that?
One of
Yeah.
the greatest. I actually tried to get my friend because Rakim has like the best voice ever
I
of hip hop, and my friend had this like electronic record label. I was like, why don't you call Rakim and give him like 10 grand and be like, just say all the names of the groups on my label. It'll take you 10 minutes. Just say them with your voice, and then everyone can use them in their music.
Yeah,
Like at the
yeah.
beginning, he was like, "That's a great idea," and it like
Get him to say DJ Pubes.
yeah, just
DJ
like
Pubes.
DJ Pubes, like whatever the sweet Rakim voice. But my
killer.
friend, I don't know how my friend knew him, but his girl, they were at a Laker game, him and his now wife, but this is years ago when they were just dating, and they show Rakim on the jumbotron at a Laker game. He goes, "Oh, that's my friend." She's like, "You're a lying idiot. Like this is the whitest guy ever." She's like, "Don't lie to me. I already like you."
Yeah.
like whatever. He's like, "No." And he goes, he walks over and like next thing you know, he's like, fist hugging Rakim, and
Holy
apparently.
shit.
I don't know how they became friends, but they would take my friend John to clubs with him, to black clubs, like hip hop clubs, and the way they kept him from getting beat up was they'd say he was one of the new kids on the block.
Oh my God.
And no one knew what
Of
they actually
course.
looked like. They were
Same.
like, look, he was a young white kid, fine. Like, oh, it's one of the new kids on the block.
They're all on the block.
One of my favorite new kids stories is I was working in a shipping department in a post-production house like 10 years ago, and the boss, the shipping department manager, was Richie Taylor.
Okay.
Manager of the Comedy Store.
I remember that. I remember how that was the job one of the jobs you could get from Richie.
Yeah.
You get the waiter job.
Yep.
Or that job.
Yeah.
What's the waiter
the
job?
delivering towels job or
He
whatever.
had
that
like
was.
a restaurant that he could get
Yeah.
comedy
Oh,
store.
like a friend. I see what
Yeah,
you're
he
saying.
had a friend that would
Yeah.
hire comedians.
So it was me and Richie and 4 black dudes, and that was the shipping department. And we'd sit around and just talk shit all day. It was fucking fun.
Yeah.
Easy job, whatever. And one day Richie starts telling a story about how he and his boys used to just get all sorts of pussy back in Cleveland back then when they were like in high school or whatever. He's like, "Oh, we got so much pussy." And the black dude's like, dude's David Lemons, and he's like, "Yeah, like, you just spitting game. I mean, what's going on?" He's like, "Oh, we just dressed like the new kids on the block, and we just got the pussy." And the one dude goes, "You did what?" He's like, "Yeah, we dressed like the new kids." He's like, "And that got you pussy?" I was like, "That's the best."
You didn't get beat up?
Yeah, like, hold on.
Wait, back up. And
What kind of shit is going on in Cleveland?
What kind of shit is this?
Hold on, that got
I
you the
knew
pussy?
Cleveland was shitty.
Yeah.
I knew it.
The
Just
best.
kidding.
I was dying.
Anything to pick on Richie.
Yeah. And then it just made me picture Richie at all times in a Letterman's jacket of some sort.
One of those
leather
one of those
sleeves.
8-ball jackets.
Yeah.
The leather one.
Yeah.
No, a troop
Oh,
jacket.
yeah.
Something dope as fuck.
Something
Pubes.
dope as
One of them
fuck.
pubes jackets.
I got
y'all.
me a Carl Kanai.
I don't even know what that is.
It
I
was like
it.
a hip hop label, like FUBU
Vaguely,
before
yeah.
FUBU, but it was kind of like high class.
Yeah.
I got
yeah.
Carl Kanai boots for homecoming. My mom got me.
Homecoming?
I went to homecoming and I didn't want to buy dress shoes because I was like, I'll never wear these again. So I
Yeah.
got Carl Kanai boots from the Pasadena Mall.
Oh,
They were $100,
shit.
and I was just like, this is the best shit ever.
This is where I don't relate to people when they go to public school. I don't understand it.
You didn't
Like,
have,
I never
you
had a
didn't have
homecoming.
dances?
Oh, it was the worst. You had to have so many outfits not to feel like you were poor.
Yeah, I mean,
I
wa-
just
we went-
accepted I was poor, I guess.
I went to
Yeah.
Ross. That's where we bought clothes.
We had the
J.C. Penney's, y'all.
Yeah.
uniform
Mervyn's.
Catholic school. So,
Yeah, I think the entire
uniform
country
thing-
should wear uniforms at school.
Yeah, because then you don't have.
You can't pick
It
on
would've
the
been
poor kids.
horrendous.
Don't feel different. You need one outfit a week
It would have been.
because they give you free dress on Friday.
I went to almost
Right.
every dance with a girl who's a lesbian now, so I feel
Okay.
pretty good about my fucking skills.
I had my
yo.
I've had my first
Ricky's turning bitches.
former
quickly the wrong way.
recently had the first girl I hung out with is marrying a woman. That's my first lesbian.
Yeah, I went to
Your first turn.
I went to
first
this
turn.
girl's lesbian wedding last. I guess it would have been last May in Florida. There was a lesbian wedding on the beach. It was fucking beautiful.
Right.
We're sitting down there. It's like pretty much it's near like Destin, so it's basically like that redneck Riviera part of
Right.
Florida, southern Alabama, more or less.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting down on the beach waiting for this wedding to start, and I see these rednecks start walking over, like, "Hey, there's a wedding. Let's go watch." And I turn to Corinne. I'm like, "Just watch these guys' faces." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Just wait. When he sees that it's two women, just watch. There's two dudes, one of their chick, and then a kid." And so the first bride comes down, and they're just kind of standing there watching, and then the second bride starts
hair is
coming down.
remarkably short.
Yeah, like, wait a second. She looks like she's good at collegiate soccer. And
That
then
reminds me of that one cousin I've got.
the second bride starts walking down, and the one guy's like, you just see me, and I'm like, "Get your shit, we're out of here."
I love the we have to get out of here.
Like they're gonna get you.
Yeah, like,
what's
it's
gonna
gonna-
happen?
Like, my kid's gonna catch lesbian
Yeah,
if we stick
it's
around.
catching. I don't know if you know this.
As my dad calls them, girl faggots. That's
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
awful, but that's
Yeah,
that's how
no.
he says
I
it.
think that's a legit,
I turned my
a
first.
great band name.
I told him I was a flower girl in a lesbian wedding for Tammy Joe upstairs.
That's who came in.
Yeah, because I'm
looked
supposed
in.
to close her show.
Oh, okay.
I'll run out there in a second.
Right.
That's just how I do. I make them wait.
What did your dad say?
That's when he freaked out. He was like, "The girl faggots," and I was like, "Dad, they're lesbians." And he's
Dad.
like, "I don't care where they're from." I'm like, no, it's not a place.
That's a wonderful answer.
No.
There's a kind of
certain level
I
of.
love
But
that
technically-
age. I love that age
That
where they're
age,
like,
yeah.
I'm not learning anything
Nothing.
new.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Okay?
He won't.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
The times can change all they want.
They're like, look,
I
you
ain't
can
changing.
say whatever the fuck you want. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm on a fixed income. Fuck you.
I'm
Well,
eating
no,
the
he-
same shit. I'm doing the
Yeah.
same thing.
He does have a sugar mama, so he's a little bit.
okay.
She
Damn,
gets
okay.
a little bit in his head, like, you can't talk like that. And he's like, Angel's hanging out with the, she's got those queers over there. She hangs out with, and I'm like, Dad.
Like you're surrounded.
Hey. And he was searching for the right word, and he came up with queers.
That was-
instead of saying faggot.
That's what my
he said
grandmother
queer.
called them. My grandmother had a stroke, and post-stroke, it made it so she could only taste Chinese food, and she became shockingly homophobic.
Wow.
She hated Louis Anderson. She thought he ruined the feud.
Yeah.
She was like, you
Clearly.
can tell he's a queer. And I was like, Grandma, like, by the way, before this, no shit, maybe the nicest woman I've ever known
I agree. My
in
grandma,
my
same,
life.
Yeah.
Same.
But she
Post-stroke.
she was one of those, like, post-stroke, she was like, they took the rainbow. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
she's
I
fighting
could
for
only
Skittles.
only taste hot mustard. Something,
That's
it was
genius.
it was very strange.
My grandpa referred to them as he would just say, his kid's a little silly. And
Right,
then
yeah.
he'd give the eyebrows up,
Yeah.
head down look.
That's
Yeah.
a funny kid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
Whoa.
a little funny.
He's
you know.
a funny one.
I used to hear Light and the Loafers a lot.
Yeah.
Light and the Loafers was a big one, but my dad always says the F word,
Yeah.
obviously, and just doesn't
You've said
care.
it 4 times now.
I'm sorry,
so.
you're right. So I can just say faggot. I do say it a lot too, but my dad really he's so bad. And and his wife, she has friends that come over all the time, and so she's beating him down to try.
Yeah.
And then my nieces and nephews are like, "Pop up, you can't talk like that. Pop
Yeah.
up, we're all people." And
I loved when Trump dropped he was trying to make Hillary look bad about something. He's like, she's getting donations from people who are pushing the gays off of buildings. And I was
Oh.
like, wait, did he just say pushing the gay? They're doing that in Saudi Arabia. A lot of people are saying it. I was like, what?
a lot of people are saying it,
Wait,
like he's doing
They're
it.
pushing.
Now that's Tammy. I'm going to go right back.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we're pretty close here.
You guys have to.
We'll wrap it up. We got 3 more minutes, and then we're at our hour.
What if we just couldn't come up with
We'll just maybe we'll do a song from our heyday when we were.
when it's so like
Do you like comedy?
How's your baby?
Oh, baby's good. She had a good meltdown right before I left this evening.
Have you had to travel with her yet?
No, not really.
That seems like the big first thing. First time you take baby on a plane. When I was just at the airport, and I saw a woman getting on a plane with a baby, and she looked like she was holding a bomb. We're just like, I don't know how this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Like just so like I have no
Terrified
idea
of what's
I have
gonna happen.
no idea what's gonna happen when a change in air pressure.
Yeah.
Like I get a headache being on a plane, but I know why it's happening.
And kids
Yeah.
have bad ears in general.
Yeah. Everything's
Yeah.
new. They're
It
all new
terrifies.
parts.
I mean, the best thing is that we can't afford to go anywhere.
Right.
So there probably
Fair
shouldn't be an issue anytime soon, but it's everything's just more difficult trying to go anywhere. Like we remodeled our kitchen, and it was like we're going to be painting for the next 2 days, and it was like we got to fucking get this kid out of here.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
For real.
So then it's like we're calling up Corinne's family friends out in Agora Hills and like, hey, can we stay at your place for the night? And then we got to go out there, and then, well, we can bring our dog, except for you guys have so many cats. There's a bowl of cat food in every room of the house.
Shit.
It was just like such a debacle. I'm just like, life used to be so easy when I was just a drug addict at the comedy store.
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
Why did I fall in love? There's so much pressure.
That's how I look back on that time. It was just easy.
Yeah.
It was easy, and it was hard because there was never anyone here. We were all horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible comedians.
Yeah.
And people, obviously.
And bad,
Yelling at
legitimately
the
bad
Armenian.
people.
Listen, if I think I'm a good person, that's not a good sign for the other people. And that's how I felt. Was just like, hey, you know what? I'm a pretty good person. Here.
Yeah, I was like the one that was like, Kevin's a decent dude. It's like, no. Not objectively. Not compared to the rest of the world out there, like not being shitheads.
That's the thing. It's just the rest of the world of the comedy store.
Yeah.
First time I hung out with anyone from the comedy store, I went to San Diego with Ari and Painter. And the first night, Ari came running out of one of the rooms in the condo, full erection, jerking it.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting next to Painter on the couch. And I look over. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he just comes
Right on the table.
right on the table, right in front of Jim Painter. And Painter's like, oh my gosh, why would you do that? And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? What is wrong with these people?
I mean, like,
Yeah.
you smear
By the end of the
shit on
weekend.
people's cars.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was just a
fucking
awful,
Ari, man.
weird time.
Make fucking frat dudes look cool because at least they're 20.
Yeah. We were all like
Yeah.
cresting 30 doing this
Yeah.
stuff.
Fucking Ari.
Yeah, the whole thing is amazing. The people just
I don't think anyone will ever like remember it or believe it.
Well,
Like, I don't know.
But I think they will. This is a weird thing. Like, you guys were talking about Sam, the Armenian, whatever,
Yeah.
comedian. And I brought my boyfriend here, and I was like, you got to come upstairs and see the Ding Dong show. 'Cause
Yeah.
he loved Barris, you know. So I was like, you got to see this. And we're sitting there. He goes, is that guy's name Sam? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that fucking prick. And I go, whoa, you know Sam, the Armenian?
Yeah.
And he's like, that fucking piece of shit was a barber in my
yeah.
neighborhood, and they used to
Oh.
fucking torment him because he would torment them, so
Yeah.
they would fucking do
I
terrible things to him. So I'm like, oh, this happens outside too?
Yeah.
at one
great.
point, and it might have been because of the time that Kevin and I decided to just go up and fucking torture this guy.
Yeah.
Don was really into it, and he was like, hey, could you come back?
Yeah.
And I was like, sure.
He asked us both
Now he
back. Which,
needs-
by the way, I never went
Oh,
back.
we're cast? We
I
got cast?
never went back
Oh,
ever
great.
again. I was like, I can't turn into that again.
When somebody is that willing to be like, come on back.
yeah,
You're
he's like, hey, are you guys busy?
And I was literally just like, I have nothing to do. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So I would go back, and I'd always torture him and yell shit at him. Oh, man, fuck Armenia.
Yeah.
And, it'd be me, sometimes O'Neill or Danish or whatever it
Oh,
was.
those are perfect. to
So
know.
Perfect, yeah.
one night, Don was like, hey, we're filming tonight. Kimmel, these people are coming. Would you come harass Sam? We're going to try and get him
Jesus
to flip
Christ.
out. So we were sitting up in the the side section of the belly room,
Yeah.
the balcony, if you will.
The firing range.
And
if you will.
yeah, and Sam started doing his thing, so we started yelling at him, and I had a bag of sunflower seeds, and I started just whipping sunflower seeds at him while we were yelling at him.
Yeah.
Shut up! And, you a dog, Armenian, the grossest dog they is.
Jesus Christ.
Just yelling. And at one point, I just filled my mouth with sunflower seeds, and then sat directly behind him, and then just went spit sunflowers all over his head.
Yeah.
And he got so mad because I was doing it as Darnell that he ran around, and the look on Don's face was just like, Oh, too far.
Oh,
He ran all the way around, came up. I'm like, oh shit, this dude's gonna kill me. And he just grabbed me by my hair and started trying to pull my hair out. The whole time screaming the N-word at me. You fucking N-word! How dare you do this? And Don's like, the next day, Don's like, well, that was one of the greatest things of all time. And the fact that he legitimately thinks you're a black guy because we tell him you're a black guy is one of the most special parts of that whole thing.
No, like I said, there is blood on all our hands.
All of our hands.
Duncan
this
is
place
right.
is special.
Yeah.
And special does mean retarded in this little.
No, we are
section.
all we are corrupt prison guards.
Oh yeah.
At
Satan's-
Abu Ghraib.
I've
This
done
is the
some
Abu
horrible
Ghraib.
things.
The Comedy Store is the Abu Ghraib of comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Satan's little minions.
I've done things I'm still afraid to talk about.
Yeah,
That's
No.
special.
we've all done awful things here.
Yeah.
That's sad. Don't
I
tell
picked
my
a
mom.
wife at this place.
Oh
Me
my
too.
god.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I met the mother of my child here.
Yeah.
How horrifying
I
is
met
that?
my first ex-fiancé here.
Yeah.
And my second, for that
I
matter.
found an ex-wife here.
Yeah.
I'm not a closer. I didn't close the deal.
Yikes.
You two.
I'm just.
You two walk down that lane. I can't do
I'm
it.
still hoping I just don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Out
You're
of my
gonna be
league.
Fine.
Yeah.
But
She's awesome though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come babysit.
Yep, you're in.
Me too.
Can you?
Are you good with kids?
No.
Oh, I am. Oh, that's right. We were talking about that upstairs.
Yeah, I'm good like sometimes, but pretty rarely.
Oh,
prob-
that's my favorite thing.
Probably
Especially if
alright
I
with
know
my
I can
kid.
give them back.
She just basically looks at you no matter what. Like I
Quizzically,
don't think
like
my
Rick.
parents. I don't think my parents know what they're doing.
Yeah, no.
Could you?
Could you help?
Is there any
could
way
you
you
help
could-
out?
They
That's
haven't
how my
read any
brother's
books.
kids look at them. They're like, what the until they bring them to my mom. They still bring their kids to my
Yeah,
mom.
why wouldn't
Like,
you?
we don't know
I
what
would.
happened. Here, fix this.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you know.
I think kids were meant to be raised by the grandparents. Because if you think about it physiologically, you can make a kid so young. I think it
Yeah.
was meant to, like, you make a kid at, like, 14.
Yeah.
Then you go
Generational.
off and become a fucking person when your
you're
parents are
like-
the right age to actually raise a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, go do your set.
I'm going to go do my set.
All right. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for being on, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. And
Pubes.
do you have things you want to promote coming up? Social media, anything of that
I'm on the
nature?
show Masters of Sex.
That's
I'm
right.
also going to be on the new 24. Damn. It's called 24 Legacy.
Yes.
I'm on that, and that's it.
Okay.
My Twitter's Kevin G. Christy. Same. My Instagram is the same. Pubes.
Pubes, y'all. Thanks for listening. Comedy Store Podcast. Come to the Comedy Store, see a show.
Yo.
Pubes.